Good blessed Friday morning, October the 25th, 2024. The time being 7:30 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution. A freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom to protest, and freedom to gather. Long as you do it all in a peaceful manner. If you on probation or parole, it's best for you to check with your probation or your parole officer to see if you all are allowed to protest and associate and gather together. And if you are a felon, you want to check with your local law enforcement officials to see whether or not it's legal for you all to gather together. What I want to come to you and talk to you about today is, first I want to say, stop the violence, but stop all of this black on black violence. Stop all of this Spanish on Spanish violence. I say that because I'm black and I have 3 daughters and 2 granddaughters, a great-granddaughter, and a great-grandson that happen to be Spanish. And I look at this from a Chicago perspective. I look in Chicago and you would see murders every single day. Not a single murder, but murders every single day. It gets sickening to me. And I know it gets sickening to others. But I believe about 95% of the murders in Chicago, Illinois, Cook County, is among black and Spanish. Probably 70% black and about 20-some% Spanish. I'm not saying whites not killing whites, but I'm just saying on the average blacks, and not all blacks, if the shoe fit, wear it. But it got to stop at some point. It ought to tell you something. It ought to tell you when you go to the polls to vote. Are you voting for somebody just because they black? Are you voting for somebody just because they're Spanish? Are you voting for somebody just because you know them? Are you voting for somebody just for what they utter out of their mouth? You see, I can be a millionaire and see 2 or 3 people in the streets hungry, and they ask me for something to eat, and I tell them, I'm praying for you, and walk off, but yet I have the means to accommodate their hunger. That's the same with a person that's homeless. If I have millions of dollars, I have sources, I'm getting government grant money to help these type of people. But I tell them, I ain't got nothing to help you with. But I want to just say this here. I look at some of the individuals that call themselves leaders. I look at one of the biggest scams besides churches today. Now, if the shoe fit, wear it, because it ain't all churches. But it's most of them that I see on television and most of them that I see around here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. Again, if the shoe fit, wear it. You see, I see another scam where individuals is trying to get grant money calling themselves violent interrupters, putting up posters saying it take a village to raise a child, put up both posters saying stop the violence. But yet you don't see none of these individuals that's posting these here or calling themselves violent interrupters. You don't see them out there. And then if they don't get the grant money, guess what? They ain't doing a doggone thing. That goes to show you they're not no violent interrupters. They don't care about the violence that's going on in your community. I know this here for a fact. You see, I'm an ambassador of God. You know, I be dispatched to hostile territories. That's why I got on this military gear. You see what I'm saying? I be dispatched where other people, like James Brown said, they talking loud. A dark night ain't nothing cutting. They just talking loud and ain't saying or doing nothing. You see what I'm saying? When shots fired in this area or in this town, you can believe Raymond Lewis Ivy. If I'm able, I'll be on the scene. But you see, on Wednesday, October the 16th, 2024, someone was driving behind me and wasn't paying attention. They reared in me. That's why I'm sitting down in my chair and making this video. But they reared in me solely because the fact that they wasn't paying attention. It was no other reason, unless they was having a seizure, which they wasn't, because after the accident, they was able to come out their car. I thank God that the police officer, any white, that came on the scene, he did his job properly, and not like some of the other ones, like the chief of police, Robert Hearns here in Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County, and Officer Mark Higgins and some of the other officers would have done by me being Raymond Lewis Ivy, an activist, speaking up against wrong no matter who does it, and being black. And the individual that hit me being white, I don't have nothing against her. But they would have turned that around like they turn it around all the time. When somebody attacked me, the first thing they say, he talking about killing. If somebody talking about putting their hands on me, that's what I'm going to do. I don't wound no enemies. In the military, you don't wound your enemies. You eliminate them so they won't come back. If they'd have wounded Hitler, Hitler would have still been doing what he was doing back then. But I want to show y'all, I want you to pay attention to this one video in Chicago where this young rapper called himself 50-something, 15 years old. His brother, about 15 or 16, and a couple other young guys being interviewed by an individual. And one of the 15-year-olds or the 16-year-old, you can see why he's being interviewed. He's smoking something. And you would wonder who would video these young children. You see what I'm saying? And knowing what they out there doing, who would interview them without the permission of their parents? Or what parent would allow them to be videoed when you see what they're doing? This young guy was just shot down in the alley on October the 22nd. 2022, around 69th and Champaign on the southeast side. But this is just one of multiple murders of our young brothers and sisters that's rappers and not rappers. But you listen to the interview, and most of the people that been on this particular, this individual been interviewing, guess what? They've been murdered. But this individual, he remind me of Lester Gillespie down here. They got multiple programs, getting multi-million dollars yearly on all these programs he have, government funded, him and his wife and daughter. But yet you don't see no success out of none of them. And then at the end of the day, when him and his wife and daughter and they staff clock out, they don't care what happened to these young kids out here in the streets, but they talk about me. But I want you to pay attention to it. Then I want y'all to educate yourselves. Where's the black fathers? Where's the black mothers? I don't blame all of y'all because I know some of your children is out of control. I thank God I was a single black parent down here in Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County, in one of the most racist places on the face of this earth in the Boot Hill. I was able, after all the attacks, I'm talking about black and white, attacks to try to take my daughters from me, locking me up, taking my daughters away and giving them to their mother, knowing their mother wasn't fit to take care of. May she rest in peace. And when I got them back 70 days and 70 nights later, my daughter, they was 1 and 2 when they left. They turned 2 and 3, and my youngest daughter had an elbow fracture for over 2 weeks out in the streets when I got them back. So you know it couldn't have been up under my watch. This is stuff that Lester Gillespie, Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, the Charles, Missouri Police Department, the Mississippi County 33rd Circuit Court here in Missouri, the Sheriff Department, the NAACP, and all of these house Negroes and these racist white supremacists allowed to happen. But I still fought. But you see, when you see this little interview with this young guy, then now he laid in an alley, shot up, shot and killed. But you see, now, if I was in a gang, I would be a chief. You follow what I'm saying? And you see, none of my members would be out there doing that. We'll be trying to stop the violence. If I was the head of some Muslim or Christian or Catholic organization, I wouldn't do like Father Flavor and the rest of them individual that was out there performing on the highway on the Dan Ryan a couple of years ago, talking about stopping the violence. You see, they called the police department, they called the highway patrol department, and you will see that they met all of them out there on the highway. You see, you don't have to call them. That was a performance because it's more murders than happened since then, and ain't none of them out there marching. You know why? Because it was all about theatrics. Not theology, but theatrics. They was in a planned role for Hollywood. That's what they doing down here in Charles, Missouri. That's what they doing in Carbondale, Illinois. That's what they doing in Chicago, Illinois. But we got to wake up, y'all. You see, I don't knock you. If you voting for Harris, I'm not going to get on there like Obama saying concerning the brothers or sisters that voting for Trump. You see what I'm saying? Me personally, Obama and Michelle ain't doing a damn thing for the black community. They was in Chicago, but they don't give a damn about all that violence in Chicago. All they come around is when it's promoting some Democrat. You see the blacks that's getting killed and the Spanish that's getting killed in Chicago, even though they Democrats. Do you think Barack Obama and Michelle give a damn about them? No, they don't. Do you think majority of them politicians do? No, they don't. Now, I'm going to vote for Harris. I'm not a Democrat because we only have two choices, Harris and Trump. I'm not going to vote to show younger people that watch and follow me that it's okay to vote for somebody that just got convicted of 34 counts, felony counts, and still got more charges going and shown to be a racist and a criminal. Now, Harris and Biden may not have the best background, but you only got two choices. You see what I'm saying? If you vote Trump in, that's just like voting to have back in 1492, it would have been like voting Christopher Columbus as the first president of the free world. When he came over here from Europe in 1492 in 3 ships, murdered and raped, killed and stole, and took by captives from the new land. That's just like the slave masters from 1619. Black folks honoring them. But you got some that's honoring them now. You got those that still celebrating Christopher Columbus, knowing he was a rapist and a murderer. Now, he was able to come over here and kill up the natives that was here already. Take back captives, because when they 3 ships came over here in 1492, they didn't have a damn thing with them. You see what I'm saying? They was sent from Europe because they was criminals. And then when they went back, they had captives. They had merchandise that they didn't have before they left. It was a bunch of murdered individuals, a bunch of individuals that was raped, robbed. And guess who honored them when they got back across that sea? The king and queen of Spain, they honored them. You see, when you voting for Donald Trump, you honoring all the mess that he done did. But you see, I want you to watch that video real careful and ask, if a person talking about they trying to get money for to be violent interrupters and they can't get the money, why won't they still try to stop the violence? That's what we did in Cabrini Green on the near north side in Chicago, Illinois. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it wasn't gang banging and things over there, but you didn't see the stuff that you see now, today. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Cabrini Green that I grew up in. I'm not talking about what they call Cabrini Green now. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But I want y'all to wake up, watch this video, and every time you send your children somewhere, know where they going. When y'all send your children to Lester Gillespie, see what they being taught. You see what I'm saying? See why when your kids leave there, I don't care if they is giving them free food, but the government is providing that food. The government is giving them grants, millions of dollars of grants, and they hiring certain individuals that they put on their payroll, like his wife and his daughter and his immediate circle, and then they use drug addicts, drug dealers, alcoholics, and people that they can control. They give them a little bit of nothing. You ain't gonna see them filing no taxes because the money that they give them, they don't have enough to file them. Then he have individuals with them that try to act like they killers, try to intimidate me, but you trying to intimidate the wrong one. You would be better off going over to Russia or Ukraine and getting in the middle of that battle than to come over here trying to fool with me. You see what I'm saying? Because the Lord would be your damn shepherd and you would not want no damn more. And that's a promise. That ain't a threat, it's a promise. You see, my daughters is grown now. My dad done passed away. May he rest in peace. I ain't gonna take now another nigga putting his hand on me. I ain't gonna take now one of you niggas or racist ass white folks coming on my property threatening me. You see what I'm saying? It's already, you could see it in behind me. No trespassing. You done heard it on my YouTube videos. I'm not gonna take it. I can be the most nice, peaceful, lovers brother that you ever seen. You see what I'm saying? But when you cross that line, I don't give a damn if you the judge. I don't care if you the president of the United States. I don't care if you the chief of all chief. I don't care if you a mafia figure. I'm a human being that's ready to die, standing up to be a man. Now, y'all get out there and vote and put Harris in, whether you like her or not. Y'all make sure a person like Trump don't get in office. Y'all make sure once Harris get in, she come down and investigate people like Lester Gillespie, like that brother that got them young boys on this video that you gonna see, these young rappers. 15 years old, their parents should have been somewhere around. I thank God that I raised my 2 daughters to be respectful. I know they're not angels. I don't approve of everything they do, but they ain't got no damn babies. I didn't put them on no damn pills. I put it in their mind. If you have one, I'm gonna help you take care of them, but it ain't easy. I hope and pray that they don't have no man like or no a companion like them little young guys that was on that program. I'm hoping they have kids. They don't allow their kids to be falling behind, going to no programs like Lester Gillespie. I want y'all to wake up. You see what I'm saying? I'm not an angry black man. I'm a black man that woke up, that grew up in Cabrini Green. You see what I'm saying? I know what it is to live in an area that they call the most notorious housing projects in the country, and everything else surrounded by you is rich white folks. The Gold Coast, downtown. You see what I'm saying? But our parents and the parents of others in Cabrini Green, we was a village. We had unity. The way they disrespecting elders today, elders didn't take that mess. Elders' children didn't take that mess. I ain't gonna take it. But y'all watch these videos. Y'all see who Lester Gillespie is. Y'all see who Robert Hearns is. They get on the news and talk a good talk, but Robert Hearns, the chief of police here in Charles, Missouri, don't give a damn about the black community. Lester Gillespie and anybody that's working with him, they don't give a damn about the black community. I ain't gonna say about all the police that's working for Robert Hearns. Some of them working to just get retirement, and it's understandable. But y'all wake up. Peace be still. I forgot to tell y'all on October the 16th, 2024, 3 major things happened. The first one, I found out about my homie, Gus, Big Gus, the Don of all Dons, the resting Don, a good brother, that passed away. May he rest in peace. Also, on that same day, October the 16th, Wednesday, 2024, I was on my way up to the library, where I went to the library to go check up on the one homeless guy, one of 3 homeless people that I've been feeding. This particular homeless brother, I met him on my oldest son 49th birthday. May my son Brian Lamont Johns rest in peace. He was found hung in Carbondale, Illinois on Friday, April the 19th, 2021. They tried to say suicide, but I know it was murder. I was going up there to feed this particular brother and to see if he was all right, because the other 2 homeless people, which is a white male and female, a couple, they had texted me. I gave them my number, just like I gave this homeless brother my number. I don't normally do it, and I don't encourage my daughter's number to do what I do, because everybody ain't fit to go out in the world and deal with strangers, because some strangers will kill you. But God gave me a spirit of discernment. But I went up there to feed the brother, but he wasn't there. So I texted him, and he let me know that somebody that heard my YouTube video and seen my YouTube video interviewing him, they finally came and gave him a place to stay. That was a blessing. I've been knowing him since September the, hey, now, doing all right, brother? Hey, I'm trying to keep our community right, man. Hey, I'm trying to wake him up about Lester. Is he a good brother? Don't even say it. Don't say it. I ain't got you on camera. They can't see.
You know how we feel.
Yeah. Hey, you know, much love to you, man. Yes, sir. But I met him on my son's birthday, September the 27th, 2024. We still stay in contact, and there are some, black and white, even a police officer went up there and fed him. Matter of fact, the same police officer that came on the accident scene, well, it was 2 of them on the accident scene. One of them, he showed me concern about me being injured. I'll just put it like that. But on my way back, somebody ran in the back of me because they wasn't paying attention. A dog was in front of me. I was going southbound on Main Street. A dog was in the middle of the streets, and we've been having problems with dogs here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, because we have an untrained, incompetent chief of police and an incompetent and untrained dog catcher. But anyway, I was slowing down for the dog, and the person was behind me. If they would have been paying attention, they would have seen my brake lights. If they were paying attention and going slow enough as I slowed down, and the traffic on the northbound had actually came to a stop because we didn't know which way the dog was going to go. He was more so got on the north side of the lane than on mine, but I still had to slow down because he was confused. They would have seen my brake light, seeing me slowing down, and they wouldn't have hit me at the capacity that they did. Y'all pay attention when you're driving. Young people, stay focused. Watch this weed that you buying from people, because people putting stuff in that stuff. Get you an education, because when you go up to the courthouse here in Charleston, Missouri, you might see one black lawyer from out of Cape and St. Louis. You ain't gonna see no black prosecuting attorneys or black prosecuting attorneys' assistants. You ain't gonna see no black judges. You got a couple of black clerks. I'ma just leave you with this here. Everybody that's black ain't on your team, and everybody that's white is not against you. Y'all pay attention. Get out there and vote, y'all. Peace. Be still.
Q50 Willa 50.
Say it again.
Q50 Whitler 50.
Q50 Whitler 50.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's you, right? Can you tell us how you came up with that name?
Alright, so look. Every time I got it from our Q50, it was none of that. So one time we was in the Q50. Like, my name was 50, right? We was in the Q50, so we just, Q50 Whitler 50. Type shit.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely, I thought it was from Q50, you know? I didn't know, that's why I asked you to explain it. And your name, Fully Chop, how you come up with your name?
Shit. No. How to fully chop and shit. We just had to fully chop around and shit.
Right.
I'm finna put my name Fully Chop.
So how long you been rapping now?
Shit for like a month.
Really?
2 months, yeah.
So you just started rapping?
Yeah.
Damn. How was you able to gather so much attention so quick? And you say you don't even like attention.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know that.
Hey, how you doing, Lester? How you doing, Mr. Gillespie? Hey, I want to know if you feed help the hungry people out, the homeless people. Do you help the homeless people? Oh, you don't help the homeless people? I was just asking you, do you help the homeless people? That was just a question. I see you about the community.
Try.
Huh?
You tried to set me up, but it ain't gonna work.
No, I'm saying, do you help the homeless people?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Hey, God bless you. God bless you and all of those of y'all that's doing for the community.
That's the last time, right?
You say what now? What do you mean the last time? Is that a threat? Is that a threat? Are you threatening me? Okay, I just wanted to know if you was threatening me. I ain't none of that girl at 603 Lee Street that you went in that house. I ain't none of her. I'm a whole grown man.
Gun violence is really hurting our community in such a way in which everybody's impacted by it.
Community leaders are sounding off after 6 people are shot in Charleston overnight. Good afternoon, everyone. Ahmad Latham spent the day in Charleston to get a community reaction to that shooting. He's live in the studio now with more.
Jeff, I talked to a couple community leaders earlier this afternoon. They tell me it seems like violent crime is rising in the region and they are looking to find solutions on combating this issue.
I think we're at a place now where we have to address those issues.
Lester Gillespie runs Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center in Charleston. Early Monday morning, 6 people were shot in a parking lot near the C.F. Bowden Civic Center. Gillespie offers programs for local kids at that center. He says incidents like this are frustrating.
We have to do a better job in finding protective factors so that we can address the risk. And then we have to tackle it from a standpoint of getting families involved, having those conversations.
If you can stop it now, we can keep it under control.
Robert Hearns is the chief of Charleston's Department of Public Safety. He says at night the center's parking lot, known as The Rocks, turns into an adult get-together.
It's just an area where people hang out at night, and people should be able to, you should be able to hang out and not worry about getting shot.
Hearns says working hand in hand with other agencies makes a difference.
And try to assist each other and give out information so that we can get these people in jail so they can reduce the violence.
And Gillespie's goal is to find solutions in protecting the community from gun violence.
We as a community have to come up with ways in which we can protect our youth, our senior citizens, our adults.
The 6 people shot received non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still searching for suspects. Chief Hearns tells me they are working with other local agencies as their search continues. In the studio, Ahmad Lathan.
Did you get everything you need, sir?
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we both be together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust her with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay, why don't you trust her with me?
Hold on, wait, stop.
You did. This is my house.
Stop.
You own the house, but you rent it.
Stop it.
Listen to me, man. Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're going to do.
I'm going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm going to call first. I can call Brett.
Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing. This is what you're doing. You getting on to everybody. But you getting on to everybody.
No, an assault.
You getting on to
and a
everybody.
burglary, because you can't go into your house if you've rented it to somebody. Let me tell you what happened, sir. You barged into the door. I seen it. The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was closed. The door was open, but she was standing right there. And I asked her, we coming in.
Pushed it open.
You said she was a sheriff.
Now we can do this. You can leave, or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me, man.
Okay.
And by the way, when you hearing this young lady saying, stop, don't do that, and you hearing the sheriff said you committing a burglary and an assault, that's a Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County used to be Sheriff Deputy Nicholas Pratt, a white man, telling Lester Gillespie, a black man, that he can't do what he's doing. And you will hear Lester Gillespie don't have no regards for this man, but he respect the man's boss, Brenton Farrow, another criminal like Robert Hearns. He told him he worked for Robert Hearns. He said, this is my house. That's Lester. But the man told him what the law says. If you rent to somebody, you can't just barge your way in. But that's what Lester Gillespie was doing. The female wouldn't sleep with Lester Gillespie. So Lester Gillespie want to put her out the house. That same house, if you ride around at 603 Lee Street here in Charleston, Missouri, everybody in this neighborhood have these type of signs up. Lester Gillespie had a lieutenant governor by the name of here in Charleston, in the state of Missouri, by the name of Mike Kehoe. Lester had one of them signs in his yard for governor. The same one that's running for governor on the Republican side is the same one that just said he would have executed Marcellus Williams too. Look up Marcellus Williams, brother, just being executed when DNA show his DNA wasn't on the knife in the house, nowhere in the house, but they still executed this brother. But Lester Gillespie, that house is cursed now. It's empty. Ain't nobody living in it now. You see what I'm saying? You had many people living in it. You kick women out, like in 604 Paul Street, where you got one of your supposed to be a Fresh Start Self Improvement Center locations. Used to be your mother's house. Your cousin was standing there, and you forced her out and even called her a B. You got a habit of doing black women like that, but you ain't gonna treat white women like that. You ain't gonna treat white people like that. That's why you moved on the white side of town. You got white people cutting your grass. You got white people doing your house. You got Mexican doing your roof, but you getting all your government money from the black children's over here. When is y'all black people gonna wake up? Lester don't give a damn about your children's. You see what I'm saying? Lester don't care nothing about your children. Lester ain't feeding your children, but the government is feeding them. Get out there and get you a job, and you ain't got to send them over there. Peace be still. Mississippi County Sheriff. No, that's the Charleston Police Department. I'm hoping, let's see what's going on. Which way are they going here? Going over the bridge. So it must be something happening on the I-57 northbound. They didn't go over the viaduct, which is boomland. Let me ride my bike down and check it out. It's my type of work, y'all. Saving lives.